Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys give concerning update on CeeDee Lamb despite win. 2 wins in a row are 2 wins in a row, and for the Cowboys, topping the Giants, 27-20, on Thanksgiving after having pulled off a blind luck miracle in Washington is enough to at least set some things right after what's been a brutal season. We could certainly poo-poo the wins and point out that they're not all that impressive considering the circumstances, but what's the point in that? Dallas is 5-7. Sure, their chances of making the playoffs are down to 1% in the Athletics postseason odds tracker, but those chances were less than 1% last week. Baby steps. One of the many areas of concern for this team, though, remains injuries. We know quarterback Dak Prescott is done for the year with his hamstring injury, and the Cowboys will ride or die with Cooper Rush from here. But another injury worry has cropped up recently, and it's potentially a big one: wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Entering the Week 12 matchup against the Giants, Lamb had already been dealing with an AC joint injury in his shoulder, which dates back to the Week 9 loss to the Falcons. But according to coach Micah McCarthy, Lamb hurt the shoulder again against the Giants. He made only 2 catches, both in the first half, for 39 yards. Lamb played briefly in the second half, but was pulled for most of the third and all of the fourth quarters. It did help that Dallas was up, 27-10, entering the fourth quarter. CeeDee had a shoulder injury. That's why he didn't go back in. McCarthy said. The Cowboys had a number of injuries, but McCarthy was optimist 9IC in his post-game presser. Hopefully some good health here. And hopefully the guys who were injured today will get good news on them moving forward quickly, he said. CeeDee Lamb wants to play through injuries. For the season, Lamb has not quite been himself. He has 79 catches for 880 yards, which are decent numbers but not close to his usual production. Lamb's average of 73.3 receiving yards per game are well off the 102.9 yards he averaged last season. Lamb had acknowledged the injury, which has been part of his difficult road here in 2024. Before the season, Lamb held out of training camp and the preseason as he attempted to win a new contract from the Cowboys, which he eventually did, at 4 years, $136 million. Cowboy star sends piercing message after Thanksgiving win. The Dallas Cowboys took down the New York Giants on Thanksgiving in a 27-20 victory. In the process, they snagged their first home win of the season, which is something they've been wanting to do for a long time. After the win, Cowboys star Micah Parsons had some flashy words in the team's post-game interview on Fox Sports. He also took to X to share some thoughts on the win. As for the post-game interview, Parsons had an inspiring message to share with fans, his teammates, and the NFL when it comes to making the postseason. To be honest, it's really been why not us. Everybody counted us out, Parsons, who led the pass rush with 1.5 sacks, said. It was just like, enough is enough. We know who we got, we know what we can do here. And I believe in every one of these guys. I believe we are going to turn it around and make a run. In an additional message on X, Parsons simply wrote, "We ain't done." Following the win over the Giants, Dallas is now 5-7. They're still in play to make the playoffs, but they'll have to perform very well over the next few weeks to make that happen, and they'll have to do it without franchise quarterback Dak Prescott, who's out on injury. Parsons says there's been trash talk about the Cowboys, but he's not listening to it. There has been a lot of trash talk out there, Parsons said in the Fox Sports interview. Talking about, what difference can we make? Man, we still got some guys coming back. I'm telling you right now, we coming. Next up, Dallas will play the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday, December 9th. Cowboys Mike McCarthy on winning Dallas' first home game. In the Cowboys' post-game presser after the victory over the Giants, coach Mike McCarthy was asked about the feeling of the Cowboys winning their first home game of the season. "I mean, you have to recognize the way we've played in the past year. The crowd," McCarthy commented. "It's an incredible place to compete. Our fans are great. So yes, it was definitely overdue. It was important to get the win on a lot of fronts, but it was really important to get a home win." NFL Insider addresses Dallas Cowboys rumors on Mike McCarthy's 2025 status, contract. Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy entered the 2024 season on the hot seat with team owner Jerry Jones and the fan base looking for this team to take a step further in the playoffs. Instead, the Cowboys have been one of the worst teams in 2024, leading to a myriad of NFL rumors regarding McCarthy's future. While many have called for McCarthy's firing, especially when the team was 3-7, Jones has regularly shown great patience with his head coach. Jason Garrett, who Mike McCarthy replaced before the 2020 season, lasted 10 seasons in Dallas with an 85-67 record in the regular season and just 2 playoff wins over that span. Instead of being fired, Dallas let his contract expire following the 2019 season. McCarthy seemed to be headed for the same fate. The Cowboys opted not to extend his contract following a third consecutive 12-5 season, instead making the veteran head coach go into a prove-it year on the final season of his deal. However, with Dallas on the brink of missing the playoffs for the second time under McCarthy, Jones opened the door to a 2025 return. Speaking to reporters before Thanksgiving, Jones said it's possible he would sign McCarthy to a contract extension this offseason to keep him around as the Cowboys coach for years to come. However, some NFL insiders seem to believe that's smoke coming from the Cowboys owner. Appearing on Bleacher Report, James Palmer shared his belief that it's hard to believe McCarthy will receive a contract extension this offseason, and the sense around the league is that Dallas will undergo a reset this offseason after so much went wrong for the team this year. As Palmer notes, the fact that Jones didn't extend McCarthy's contract after consecutive 12-win seasons with MVP-caliber play from quarterback Dak Prescott in 2023 makes it highly unlikely missing the playoffs this year would suddenly earn an extension.